When Orgrim's army landed on the beaches of Lordaeron, they were met by the forces of the newly formed Alliance of Lordaeron. This alliance was founded by Anduin Lothar, who had landed in Southshore with the survivors of Stormwind. Lothar had then made his way to Capital City to warn King Terenas Menethil II of the Orcish threat. Terenas then called in a meeting of all the 7 human kings, and after much bickering, especially from Genn Greymane's side, the kings united their armies under one banner and one leader, Anduin Lothar. But the Orcs did have one surprise. After Gul'dan woke up from his coma, he was met with the most horrible fate he could possibly imagine. A fate so horrible to him that he could only imagine the terror in his most vicious and unforgiving nightmares. No power. Orgrim Doomhammer being the one making sure of it, keeping an eye on the Orc warlock and his apprentice Cho'gall at all times. For the last thing he wanted was Gul'dan stealing his powers right from underneath him and finding yet another puppet to lead the Horde into dishonor. Gul'dan was then escorted by Cho'gall to Doomhammer's throne, where his fate would be decided. Gul'dan begged and groveled before Doomhammer, something he quickly realized wouldn't work. So, Gul'dan tried another tactic and offered Orgrim a new kind of soldier, more powerful than any of the great warriors among the Orcish ranks, in exchange for his life, to which Doomhammer reluctantly agreed. Thus, the Death Knights were created. But these weren't those blue-eyed, yellow-bellied, scourge Death Knights you kids are used to. No, these were the original Death Knights. They weren't no plate-wearing ninnies complaining about their aching, decaying bones, no. These were the spirits of dead Orc warlocks of the Shadow Council and the bodies of slaughtered human knights from Stormwind. Now that's a Death Knight. So when the battle began and the Alliance's defensive tactics and intellect proved superior to the Horde's, the Death Knights charged into battle on animated steeds, casting curses and other unholy, magical attacks upon the human defenders. With the Death Knights' magic to help them, the Orcs of the Horde seemed impossible to stop. Fortunately for the Alliance, the Church of Light had also created new kinds of warriors for the Alliance, the Paladins. Most were former priests, but now they were incredible warriors with holy spells to resist those of the unholy Death Knights. The Death Knights and Paladins fought and the battle waged on. The Horde, though, was in the end forced to retreat. After the battle, Orgrim sent a small portion of his army to the home of the Wildhammer dwarves at Airy Peak, though this was just a diversion and the bulk of his army was sent to Quel'Thalas. Orgrim was not a figurehead like Blackhand, he was a military genius and had made several allies like the Forest Trolls and, more importantly, the traitor Lord Aiden Perinold, ruler of the Kingdom of Alterac.